We're going to bring in another voice here in just a second, but let me tell all of you, Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby, she is responding to this scathing DOJ report. She says in a statement, let me read this for you, quote, "I'm positive that the Department of Justice report will lead to even more reforms, which is an important step in ensuring best practices for a fully functioning police-prosecutor relationship. Systemic police abuse, it is not new to many African Americans living in Baltimore." Joining me now, Ray Kelly, a civil rights advocate who lives in the city's Sandtown neighborhood. This is where Freddie Gray was arrested. So, Ray, so nice to have you on. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I know this is personal for you. I think we've even talked before. I mean, you know, you're familiar with police. You're familiar with the distrust. You're familiar with being arrested in an unjustified way. What do you make of reaction to what's happening today, this report?
So, of course, nothing in the report is actually surprising to the people that actually live in that community, but the report was actually validation of what we've been saying for years at No Boundaries, and people have been saying 10 years before us, is that this is actually a racist practice that the Baltimore police have been engaged in.
You know the numbers. I see no surprise on your face, but for people who are watching at home, let me just throw some of these numbers out there at them. Department's data, pedestrian stops from January 2010 to 2015 showing African Americans account for 84% of stops, despite 63% city's population, black population. Say it a different way, BPD officers made 520 stops for every 1,000 black residents in Baltimore, but only 180 stops for every 1,000 white residents in Baltimore. Here's the question, though. These are numbers, right? And we're throwing a lot of numbers out there, and that's great that there's a report. But for you, living there, feeling this, do you believe that actual change will come of this?
So I'm hopeful that change will come of it. And even for me, the numbers definitely threw me aback, even if I was very aware of those type of situations. Like you said, 80% of the traffic stops are black people, which caused the question, what situation are the black people in to have that higher percentage of the cars? I mean, we know that this has always been racist, and we hope that just the federal government actually saying that this is a racist and against people's civil rights, that will influence immediate change. That's what we're pushing for, as well as community involvement and civilian oversight. My one problem with this whole press release was the public wasn't invited to it. It's like if you're starting this new process of public and community involvement, the community wants to be there from the very beginning, and we want to be there for every step of the process. So
I know you will be there,
and those skepticism.
Listen, it's a valid point, but I know you will be there as a leader in the community. You know, you're meeting with Department of Justice officials near City Hall in just a couple of hours. Let's stay in contact. I like hearing hope from you. I appreciate it very much, as we're going to be watching Baltimore very closely in the wake of this report. Ray Kelly, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot.
You got it.